I'm Mafu Joshi Green Tea Gal, breaching containment to welcome you to Dudes Being Horny on Main the Channel. Today I'm going to give a quick and dirty rundown of the BL hopefuls airing next in every season, each handpicked morsel tailored specifically to your refined palate. Let's dig in. So after what felt like an eternity, Skate is finally blessing its half-starved fanbase with Skate OVA Extra Part, with 4 mini-stories, each focusing on the show's most popular characters. Now Skate has firmly established itself as a fanservice and shonen-drizzled treat to his Fujo-friendly fanbase. But even with that and the cluster of cute romantic pics of Reiki and Longa that have popped up on Tumblr, Pinterest, and Instagram since Season 1 wrapped, I always have to wonder how much creators are gonna lean into the not-so-hidden romantic undertones of the show and most of its characters. But I'm optimistic they'll throw us a BL bone or two come March. They've done it before, and I have no reason to think they won't do it again. Dr. Stone is roaring back with a much-awaited Season 4. Not only is the entirety of Senku's beefy all-male harem thawed out, alive, and well at the same time, this season looks like it'll feature a new lipstick-wearing, gay-coded villain for them to scrap with. Gay villains are trending lately, and if anime has taught me anything, these mofos are not to be trifled with. Speaking of overpowered femboys, Baban Vampire is a certified BL banger dropping this January. BL isn't usually known for having the sanest or most coherent plots, but Babanpire tries its best by starring Mori-san, a chaotic 450-year-old vampire barely hiding in plain sight as a zesty bathhouse worker. He's got his heart, loins, and fangs set on Rihito, bathhouse owner's cinnamon roll of a son. But Mori-san likes to play with his food and wants to nurture Rihito by protecting his virginity at all costs. His chariot remaining unbroken until he's 18 apparently makes him the perfect meal. We're all adults here, so I don't need to point out the obvious sexual implication of Rihito being ripe for the picking when he's of legal age. Anyone falling in love with you has all the trappings of the kind of pastel-colored reverse harem fodder 2010's me would have eaten right up.
You're my special.
Sure, this is one of those awkward underloved girl that has a hottie fall into her lap type stories. But Mizuha is unwittingly getting folded into an already established friends group. So at least a third of the show's screen time is dedicated to the kind of easy breezy chemistry the boys already have with each other, and I am here for it. From Bureaucrat to Villainess is one of many MC gets reincarnated into something unexpected stories airing next season. And yes, that's exactly what it looks like. But Bureaucrat to Villainess breathes new life into an already oversaturated villainess and isekai genres. And it does that by having our MC be reborn as an evil woman from one of his daughter's otome games, but with all of his memories intact. So instead of being haughty and insufferable, Tondabayashi's real personality keeps shining through. So he actually befriends the heroine, and more importantly, the sparkling boy band of a student council. The MC could just as easily have had fish out of water shenanigans as a guy. It's a very specific kind of story that needs to magically flop the MC's gender, but not his mind. I thought this was common knowledge by now, but people were actually surprised when girl Ranma got his first kiss stolen by a guy in episode 8 of the Netflix revival. But I was literally just counting the seconds until someone laid hands or lips on him. Making Tondabayashi a woman with a man's brain and personality is a choice, and it's only a matter of time until he's hit on by one or all of the student council hotties. Nappa may have dashed our hopes of ever getting that Yuri on Ice movie, but Medalist may help take the edge off this January. Tsukasa was ready to give up on his figure skating dreams after hitting the "you should have started 10 years ago" wall. But he'll find some redemption through coaching a 5th grader who was given the same "you ain't shit, it's too late" speech. This all-too-rare seinen sports anime will give audiences a look into the uphill battle of being a so-called late bloomer in a highly competitive sport. That being said, good luck finding a sports anime that doesn't give off the occasional whiff of BL, let alone one with a sport that attracts many gay and pansexual men. Now the trailers can only show us so much, but this show was a little more about Tsukasa than his protege, so despite having several young skaters coming up in the sport, Medalist will still manage to feature a gaggle of adult men, including a tall, dark, and handsome rival for Tsukasa. From the grimdark description and trailers, I wasn't quite sure how Ubel Blot would sneak ecchi into what otherwise sounded like a serious me against the world setting. Then I remembered, we've done this dance before. There's a reason when I said dark ecchi fantasy your first thought was Berserk, but of all the anime shonen archetypes they could have picked for an MC in this harsh setting, Kunidzel gets reincarnated as a long-haired elf twink instead of someone like Guts. I've mentioned Studio Satelight enough now that you know they're keen on jamming BL into the shows whenever possible, so even though our long-haired pretty boy protagonist is strong, His pussy is always in danger. 2015's mecha war drama I'll Know a Zero is making a completely unexpected return this March with Fragments of Rain, The Penultimate Truth. It's an episode 25 epilogue, bundled with the Blu-ray for longtime fans who have been sending the production company gifts and flowers on Slain and Inaho's birthdays since 2015. This show has certainly had its share of quasi-romantic moments, and a heroine neither male lead is allowed to actually be with. Which means the show always felt like it had a romancing each other through the waifu BL subplot to me, where the girl literally comes between them, or it's suddenly okay for them to hold hands on posters so long as they're holding hers too. There, I fixed it. Since waifu was married and off-world by episode 23, the series ends with our Kudere MC Inaho being Slain's only visitor as a now disgraced and penniless prisoner of war. Shitty situation to be sure, but it does open up a lot of bonding opportunities for them that the epilogue could explore. And according to this Reddit post about the light novel they sourced, it'll be exactly that. The gender-fluid and polyamorous Senpai wa Tokonoko is getting an emotional sequel in the Ame no Chihare movie, conveniently dropping this Valentine's Day. Despite the shipping war that sprouted from Season 1's pansexual love triangle, the point of the show is ultimately to have Makoto learning to love and accept themselves before worrying about their relationship status. So I was glad that the show still managed to give the BL half of the plot a fighting chance, even if it felt a bit half-hearted at times. This new movie looks like it'll delve headfirst into the romantic drama, and Makoto is definitely going to have to deal with the choice they and the show have been putting off since Season 1. The adorably batshit and BL-friendly Cutie High Defense Club is back this February with a new movie, Eternal Love, to celebrate the franchise's 10th anniversary. Looks like they've gone back to the Season 1 characters for this one, which means it's been a minute since this wacky show aired. But don't worry if you've forgotten anything since spring 2018. Cutie High Defense Club is a rare magical boy anime done in the style of Sailor Moon. The boys will face off against the monster of the week that's usually just a human turned into an exaggeration of their most toxic trait. In his case, narcissistic boy. Cue the scandalous transformation sequence, throw in a dash of needless nudity for flavor. It's colorful chaos, and since they go to an all-boys school, zesty shenanigans are inevitable. Sakamoto Days is definitely an "I'm done with my violent past, but my violent past ain't done with me" type beat, where a man with a particular set of skills has stopped murdering people just long enough to build his version of a happy, normal family life. Clearly we can never get enough of those, but I'm tossing it on my BL crumbs list for the gaggle of male ex-partners and rivals that constantly try to pull Sakamoto out of retirement. I don't even know who this is, but he looks particularly problematic. Without reading ahead, I can already tell they'll make Sakamoto's new slow life hell with their violent simping. So Promise of Wizard washed up on Fujo's shores with nothing but the clothes on its back, because Mal couldn't be bothered to give a description. It's a potentially zesty-ass game adaptation from Liden Films, especially since you can choose the MC's gender in the original game. Promise of Wizard has the prerequisite avalanche of handsome mages for the looks like female MC to fawn over. Maybe we'll get a male MC for a few episodes if we're lucky, but either way, it's a reverse harem and it's mandated by the Fujo Code of Conduct that I recommend it. Is it Monster Rancher? Is it Farmville? Eden Zero? All of the above? The most chaotic dude pick a f***ing lane farming simulator ever is getting a shiny new anime adaptation, Farmagia. Farmagia is the newest steak and potatoes shonen fare from the creator of Fairy Tail. It'll have all the tropes, character design, sci-fi fantasy world building, and charm you've come to expect from a Hiro Mashima work. Which also means way more dudes than you'd expect, and that a joke BL moment or two is never off the table. And that is it from me. Which of these are you most looking forward to? Are there any BL-friendly anime I've missed? Tell me and the others about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out my BL Clips channel, my anime reactions channel, or my art process channel linked here and below. Bye for now.